Alright, so many things about Akali. About her Q, we can be looking to either dodge it and go for fight immediately. If it's level 1. Level 2, if she has Shroud, then it's fine for you to try and go in, bait it out and go back. You can also trade Q for Q level 1 and level 2 as well, 3-2. Just make sure you're behind minions so you don't get hit by her E. About her E, make sure to never get hit by it. If you do get hit by it, she gets a very big advantage this way. And it's not really preferable for you to fight right then and then. And about her Shroud, preferably you would not like to fight in the Shroud as well, because she has the advantage. You gets movement speed, invisibility, and gets quite some energy as well back. So you can go in, force her to use Shroud, and go out. If you go in and you're going to be exposed, immediately use W for her E. And take some nice and clean trades this way. You can also use W obviously to get her Q blocked. Preferably let her push to Yasuo, so you can have some space to chase her and go for an extended trade. When your passive is up too, you can let your passive tank her Q in case you need to walk up for CS. But hit level 2 after 2 minions. There we go. Chart here is fine because you got a nice advantage early on and has some space to chase her afterwards. Wave is gonna bounce back to him. Akali should get level 3 first if ZZang is not going to push. Yep, there we go. Let's play a bit more patiently now, obviously because jungle is missing and Nautilus is around mid lane. You can be looking to make freeze as well, if the wave is going to be manageable. It's about the size of it, but this is bot lane. You can also utilize his W as well to block damage from the wave and the damage from Akali as well. Nice shot over there, because there were the minions, he dashed, so Akali wasn't able to use E immediately, because he was going to hit minions. People have been looking for the freeze here actually. It seems like he's more likely wanna be looking for slow push into a crash, and in the meantime look for some trades and potentially a kill on Akali as well. So the poke doesn't land. Nice positioning. He can go for an EQ here because he will be in the middle of wave. W goes down. Very nice way to trade, and if she goes back in, she has no energy to trade back. Gonna be looking for the crash, and most likely look for the recall too, because the kill won't be really that possible here. Actually, at this point, since he has 970, he can stay for this wave as well, and look to get 1.1k when he recalls to buy full boots. For some short nice trades, just like that. Building up for the dive because Bard is over there as well. He just needs to make sure he stays healthy enough for the dive. I'm looking for some Q poke. Listen, could be close. Yep, there he is. Is he going to be fairly safe? Nautilus is missing though. There is Nautilus. Diana is here as well. Actually doable. Can be looking for the crash. Needs to be looking for the crash actually. I can be looking to stack up Q3, and whenever Akali is going to go up for last hits, to look for the Q. We're still pushing back to him, so he doesn't really have to rush anything.
Not timing on that.
Can again be looking for some Q poke and some short burst trades. And if he does get one, he can look for the Shavin and potentially the dive. Level 6 is coming, very nice. Very clean played. So here with his dash, when he gets a minion, gets stuck here. He immediately goes for the EQ flash. Now she gets level 6, upgrades quickly ultimate plus ignite and gets the kill very nicely. And if Akali is playing with ignite as well, this is basically lane for him. Yep, this is lane for him. Akali will lose a bunch from this, but if he's going to slow push back to ZZang as well, he gets a freeze and then plays off that. For such a power spike with ultimate, for example, at level 6, you guys can be doing the same for level 2, for example. If you see that your opponent is not respecting that, and he's walking up when you know that you'll get level 2 first, you can use that to your advantage. Now Akali has to be walking up, whenever she will be going up for CS, he can look for some short push rates or poke, like that, like his wave, so he won't allow Akali to use her E for him. Boss makes sure to play behind his minions. And at this point, if he wants to go close to Akali, he needs to wait for his W. Playing around cooldowns, which you should really be focusing on playing around your cooldowns and aiming cooldowns as well. Akali's working up for CS, which makes it very obvious. Very nice dash. Now Akali is down. This guy is level 5. This is doable. Very nicely done. So here, let's break this down. So this thing comes here, level 5. Diana is coming as well. He has W, potion, ultimate, almost stack for Q3. So gets Q3 stacked up, immediately dashes on Listen. Goes for the W to block Akali Q or anything that would fly towards him. Diana comes, he gets the Q3 as well on Listen. Quickly focuses Listen and gets a kill on him. And if Akali will go in on ZZang, then she was most likely going to die as well. Even if it was going to be a 2 for 1. And most likely he was paying attention as well to the amount of energy she had the last time she appeared. And this is after she had used her shroud because of the Q, which was blocked his W. So right here. So this Q basically made Akali have like no energy. Which meant if she went in, she was going to die. So she immediately has to back away. Him look for the recall, if you would like. You could have been looking to go towards top lane as well if you wanted. Get the plant and come back to lane, fight in Akali and put in a tiny bit more pressure as well on mid lane. For like a wave for 2 more than you recall. But this is an option as well. Zeal for the attack speed, the crit, and most importantly the move speed. So the move speed is gonna help you kite, space better, chase people, and also look for escapes. Especially with Yasuo being such a mobile champion around waves, this is really beneficial for him to get all that move speed. Missing, so he's crushing the wave. Gonna be most likely looking for the plate. You could have walked up to the tower, give like 2 auto attacks here actually. So as you can see, the plate is very low, right? The first plate is very squishy too. So like about 2, max 3 autos, and then he can go towards Raptors for example, or go towards top lane to look for roam and potentially kill Gwen. I'm guessing the plate most likely fell as well.
아씨 망했다.
This is unfortunate.
못다요.
Yep. Ultimate E, and he's most likely dead. It should be just a matter of time at this point. Yep. So here, could have he done anything to prevent that? Let's see. So here he unfortunately made a move, which if we take a look a bit more back, right? So from here, we didn't really know where Listen was. And once he shoved in the wave and he moved towards here, towards this area, he revealed that he was doing raptors, which just basically makes it very risky for him to actually stay in and take raptors, right? So this could have been prevented 100% if he did put into consideration the fact that the enemy knew and Listen was also out of vision and in an unknown position on the map for the past couple of seconds. So this was 100% one very unnecessary death and 100% preventable. And as we can see, the plate also fell, which we talked about, so he lost like 150 or 175 gold. And not only that, now he is going to lose a whole wave too, and maybe like half of the next wave as well, because it is going to bounce back to him after the crash. So before you guys may decide to make any kind of move, take things into consideration and assess the situation, like how risky it is and the risk to reward ratio, so you know if it is worth your time or not.
리신킬이라 다행이다. 아칼리킬이면 바로 주도권 넘어가가지고 이러면 괜찮은데.
And also the risk to reward ratio as well, which is very crucial. Here tanking at the E is completely fine, because even if Akali goes in, then afterwards what ZZang can do is come around here. Akali comes, he dashes on the wave, and he basically sits around this area where Akali is looking to go right, to like basically to escape. So he basically cuts away for escape. Akali has to walk towards him or go to the side towards the jungle, where she's not really 100% sure if there are any of ZZang's teammates, except if she has vision, right? So you guys can do this as well. Sometimes you have to make sure the situation is safe enough for you to be able to afford and tank at E. Because at E now, scaling with AP, the second part hurts a lot. W is done, so he can be looking to play around that. Yone has ult, about his ultimate, they can actually look for this. Unfortunately, no timing from Diana. W is still up. Let's see this in W. Quick kill on Wireless, can look for the Q3. Unfortunate Q3 miss. So let's analyze it a tiny bit more here. So here this was fine. Fortunately Q didn't hit because of W. And here immediately it seems like he had tunnel vision on Listen. So if that is the case, if he had seen Akali coming with her E and he was going to immediately turn her, she was most likely going to be dead, and him being around this position over here, which was going to make it like much safer for him. So what I mean by that is when Akali is dashing towards him with her E, so here, him going immediately for the Q, right? The Q plus E, just so simply he puts himself in a more safe position and closer to his teammates, away from Kai'Sa, right? So basically him isolating Kai'Sa this way, Kai'Sa not really being able to deal damage, and increasing his chances of survivability in that case. But in
너무
hectic teamfights like
욕심부렸네.
this
카이사까지 잡을 생각
happens
했으면 안
fairly frequently.
너무 느낌 없는데.
A way to prevent something like this happening to you as well is just stay as calm as possible and pay attention to your surroundings. So like when the teamfight is happening, for example, or just a skirmish, what you have to do is, let's start from here. Alright, so no, okay, so this guy's here, and those two here, right? Akali, listen around this area, not lose. I mean, Akali only here, listen is here, Kai'Sa's here, not lose that. Right, then Kai'Sa woken up. E being a hit on Yasuo. Then Akali flying towards us. Listen me here. Listen is going to die 100%, right? Because he can't leave through our two teammates, which are. Look at you who this is actually. This is Ezreal. So he can't really leave through Ezreal, and he can't leave through Diana as well, right? So we can immediately turn on Akali, in case we are like paying attention to everything. And go immediately on Akali, look for the dash, potentially look for the Q. And this way, once we dash, we're going to be around this area. And we can go a bit more to the left afterwards as well, to just be as far away as possible from Kai'Sa and not give her any opportunities to impact this fight in any way, shape, or form. Without her walking all this way up to this point and putting herself in a very vulnerable spot when her teammates are losing the whole fight. Like she sort of does here.
아! 너무 욕심부렸네. 카이사까지 잡을 생각했으면 안 되는데.
Skipping this part.
다이아나궁 차라리 여기서 대기할 걸 그랬나? 썼으면 대박인데.
Two guys top lane, one guy's bot, one guy's mid. This is missing.
살았어 저걸?
This is again sort of risky, just because we're not 100% sure where Listen is.
살았어 저걸?
And in case Listen comes and they collapse on us with Akali, the chances for us to actually win this are going to be quite low. And the reason behind that is if Listen has ultimate, he can simply time his ultimate with Yasuo and Ido. So first that. Second, Akali having quite some ability, which means being able to dodge Yasuo Q3 and being able to cut as well with her Shroud 2. And Listen having his wall jump with W as well to reposition and make it as hard as possible for Yasuo in this case to like either escape or hit his Q3.
이거야. 먹고 있나?
There's Nautilus. Yep. Listen was topside, doing Rift. Nautilus going back to top lane. Use this in. Akali is on mid lane. When coming from base, Kai'Sa on bot lane. This most likely will not work out. Akali is able to get out of situations like this very easily. If she doesn't mess up way too hard. Her builds are on cooldown. It's kind of difficult for her to walk up. Let's go on top lane, which means Akali will be back herself. Just need to worry about Nautilus. Nautilus is on bottom with Kai'Sa. And at this point, just to explain this play, because someone might say, like, why don't I go top lane to look for the cleanup, right, on Gwen and Listen? And the reason behind that is that we will have to spend the time going from mid lane to top lane for something that isn't 100% secured, right? So when you compare going for Akali compared to going for Listen and Gwen, this is a 2v1. Akali has used one or two of her abilities, which should be on cooldown, right? Got this one, which should be her shroud. So first that, and second, it's simply like she's right next to them. They don't have to spend so much time traveling from mid lane to top lane, right? And again, it's 2v1. So like this is called kind of like cross mapping. So if there is a play happening top side, for example, you make a play on both sides. So if jungle is on top, dive in top lane, and then it's a 2v1 or a 3v1, you immediately have to go on to the opposite lane and do the same again. So like if ADCs are by themselves, and also listening Gwen top lane against Irelia, looking for the dive, then it's supposed to go towards bot lane and look for the dive with Bard and Ezreal on Kai'Sa. And Yasuo, if he has pushed in the wave and he has made this to go as a crush, he can be looking to make the move as well there, if he's going to be there in time and get something back in this whole situation.